Hey guys, so I wanted to do a Q&A video because I was doing a live stream drawing session yesterday on Periscope, and it was kind of hard to keep up with all the questions that would pop up on the screen while also drawing and holding the iPad all at the same time. So I want to answer those questions again so you don't have to go through an hour of footage to see the answers to those. And also I wrote down some of the questions that you guys asked on my Facebook page. So I have them written down here, and let's get to it. How much do your originals go for? Well, this is actually something that I don't like to talk about a lot because it seems a bit expensive to some people, but people don't take into consideration that it takes at least 100 or 200 hours sometimes for color drawings to finish, and so that's like a month or sometimes 2 months worth of work. And so the originals start at $2,000 and it can go anywhere from there. So that brings me to the next question: do you take commissions? Well, I do take commissions and I get asked that a lot, but I haven't taken a commission in quite some time. Actually, it's been a year since I've had a commission or more, and the last person to commission me was actually Eddie Lacy. When people find out the price, they usually say, oh, okay, thanks anyway. So if you want to commission me and you want to pay for 1 to 2 months worth of work, I am available. Do you do other forms of media to relax? I actually do. I just started this several weeks ago. I started sculpting with Super Sculpey clay, and actually I have some of my stuff sitting right here. You guys might have seen it on Instagram, but I make these little guys, little Nintendo characters out of Super Sculpey, and then I bake them in the oven and then paint them with acrylics and add varnish to them, and so I have these little figures scattered about my dresser. Next question: do you have the love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life attitude? I don't walk around quoting that to people, but definitely if you're fortunate enough and you're lucky enough, it's a good thing to be able to do. I actually used to work at a furniture store, and I've worked other retail jobs like at BB and odd jobs like that, and it just was never my thing. I don't think that I was born or built to be at a certain place at a certain time. Maybe I'm just lazy, or maybe I'm just really weird. I don't know, maybe it's both, a little bit of both. So when I was lucky enough and my art took off, when I started drawing Alabama players and coaches, that was definitely a relief. How are you so talented? Lol. Well, I wouldn't go around saying that I am just so super talented or anything. I suppose the number one answer would be God gave me the ability, but also I've always had kind of the attitude that if I decide that I'm going to do something, even if it's something completely new and I've never done it before, there's no question in my mind if I'm going to do it well. I'm just going to sit out and do it, and I'm going to do it right, and eventually I'm going to be at the top of my game in that area. Do you listen to music while you draw? I get this one a lot. I do. Sometimes it helps me keep focus if I listen to music versus just have the TV on, which I sometimes do when I draw. But I listen to a lot of like electronic music, house music. Like I've been listening to a lot of Madian. He's a French house artist. I guess that would be his genre. And I'll usually put it on like an entire album, so I don't have to go and switch songs. I'll just keep it on the same artist for an hour or two. Sometimes I even listen to game soundtracks, like the soundtrack from the Twilight Princess, the Zelda game on the Wii and GameCube. So that stuff just really helps me keep my focus. What color pencils do you use? I get asked this all the time, and while I will say that when I first started drawing, I didn't have a lot of money because I wasn't drawing Alabama stuff. I was just doing commissions. So when I decided I was going to draw, I've actually only been drawing in color pencil for it's been a little bit over 3 years now. So when I first started, I couldn't really afford the nice color pencils. I went to Walmart. It was just a crazy idea. It just came out of nowhere. It was 3 a.m. one night, and I thought, I want to draw something in color pencil and see how good I am at it. So I drove to Walmart at 3 a.m., got a box of Crayolas, and got home, immediately started drawing some still life. It was just like a picture of a cherry in a glass with a bunch of bubbles around it. And it ended up turning out pretty well for my first time, so then I started drawing Nicki Minaj in color after that. And that turned out better than I thought, so, you know, I just kind of have been working on it ever since, and I'm glad that I've been able to work up to bring my skills up to the level as my graphite pencil drawing, because I've been doing that since high school. What do you like to do for fun outside of drawing? Well, I am kind of a nerd in that way. I play a lot of video games. I like the Zelda series, obviously, that's my favorite. Love the storyline in that, and Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers. Actually, one of my favorite games also is Grand Theft Auto, which maybe that seems like it's a little too violent and crude, but and a departure from Zelda, but I really like that, and a little bit of Pokemon as well, Animal Crossing. I don't know if any of you guys play that stuff, but there have been times where I've actually just not drawn. I know this sounds bad, but I've not drawn for 2 weeks. It was when the last Grand Theft Auto game came out. I didn't draw for an entire 2 weeks because I was sitting there on my bed, glued to the screen, just playing Grand Theft Auto. That's all I did. Same thing kind of happened when Animal Crossing came out, so I apologize if some of my drawings have been delayed because of video games. I also like to, well, of course, I told you guys I like to build things out of clay. That's actually a lot of fun. And I also like to watch anime. I don't know if any of you guys watch anime or know what it is. It's just Japanese animation. And I don't watch a lot of different animes, but I like Full Metal Alchemist, and my main favorite is Sailor Moon right now. I am obsessed with that. As you can see, there's like some Sailor Moon stuff in the background over here, so that's kind of made some appearances in some of my recent local TV station interviews, so that's what that's all about. And sometimes I like to go swimming as well, just, you know, the normal stuff. Do you have a favorite artist? I actually really don't. When I started drawing, it wasn't really because I was inspired by another artist specifically. I just kind of decided that I was just going to do that. I just woke up and that's what I was going to do. So I'm mainly inspired by the players, coaches, especially Coach Saban, because he's such a perfectionist and he is just so good at what he does, and he is on top of his game and he's always striving for more. So I kind of model myself after Coach Saban. So I guess if you ask me if I have a favorite artist, well, Coach Saban, I guess in a way, could be an artist. How did you meet Norman Reedus? Well, for those of you who have not seen my Norman Reedus drawing, it was signed by Norman. How that happened was, I know this guy, and he had last year the exclusive signing deal with AJ McCarron and Kevin Norwood. So we kind of did some business together, and then he told me last summer, well, I'm going to have a private signing with Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. You should draw him because there are a lot more Walking Dead fans in the country than Alabama fans, because, you know, I mean, they have a huge, they have like a nationwide fan base. So I was like, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't, because although there are more Walking Dead fans, there are more Alabama fans who follow my work and just want to see Alabama drawings. So finally, I decided that I was going to do it like 2 weeks before he had the signing with Norman, and it was going to be in Atlanta after Comic-Con. And so I obviously didn't have time to finish the drawing, so I brought the drawing with like this much of his eyes drawn. We got there at one of the conference rooms in the Omni Hotel, CNN Center. They're both kind of joined together all in one building. So we were in this one little conference room, and Norman comes in, and they left my drawing for the end so we'd have more time to talk about it. So after he signed all of his other stuff that he was paid to sign, he got to my drawing and he said, yeah, that's really cool, and he took a picture of it with his cell phone. And so yeah, that's how I got to meet him. And actually every now and then we still get him to sign my prints. So any of my customers that want signed Norman Reedus prints, then we're able to offer that usually about twice a year, it seems like. So that's all the questions I have for today. There's going to be more questions answered actually this Saturday on ABC 3340 for those of you who are in the Birmingham viewing area. And it's going to be, I don't know the exact time of the airing, but it's going to be between 6 and 7 right before the game. So please do watch that if you want to hear more. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at PriscillaRTR, as in Roll Tide Roll. And also go to my Facebook fan page, Priscilla Wadsworth Pencil Drawings, and you can buy my prints at PriscillaWadsworth.com. Thanks so much for watching.